always the same old frequencies, same waves, same verbs, same vibrations as always. And when you over and understand that all power comes from this internal frequency wave of vibration that we call source or God. So freedom is the ultimate game. Freedom simply means that you're able to do the things that you enjoy doing. Shouldn't have to say that doesn't mean that you get to enslave other people. Doesn't mean you get to rape and pillage and, do all of these things that that we're not designed and gifted by God to do. But we got to say it. So your freedom ends where mine begins. So when we understand that basic definition of freedom, we are able to then move forward and establish the ultimate game of having not being a free dummy, but being a free dominion. So free dominion is freedom. Wealth, on the other hand, is a mental disposition. So in order for the rich to get to experience the best of things that we call wealth, the Bible says it specifically when it says, seek ye first the king's dominion. So you're the king, you're the queen. You have to establish dominion. That simply means a mental disposition. So that mental disposition is the issue. It means that term. An issue is just simply that there is energy or effort that's required for you to operate in what we call power, to operate in wealth, operate in freedom, health, wisdom, all of that's one thing. So we're saying it, but it's the same source. At the back, each one of these terms connects and influences the other. So all power is innate, as we talked about yesterday. So we all know that our power is innate. We all know because of what we've been sharing and teaching. So it allows us to now move forward and to actually be and do what Source Code has designed us to be and do. Because as we've been going through, especially the last couple of classes, we know that money is nothing but a stream of consciousness. Consciousness, again, is a ruling disposition. There's no ruling disposition, there's no consciousness. There's no consciousness, there's no wealth. So wealth is just this mental disposition, regardless of how that mental disposition is established and maintained. The goal is anything that's outside of yourselves right now, what we call yourself, that just simply means that we are aware of something else. So attention goes, or energy flows where attention goes. So that means your job is to control your attention. Now, if that was that easy, everybody would be doing it. I'd be out of business because everybody would be able to maintain consciousness. Everybody would have this innate ability to really establish trust and reliance on their own ability. You would have this ability to have this confident expectation. You would naturally live in your desire-fulfilled state. So it's clarity, it's living in the end before you begin, and it's consistency. So that's power. Power, again, is a little different from wealth. Wealth is a little different from freedom. Freedom is a little different from health, a little different from wisdom and relationship. But the battery that powers all of those are the same. We call it faith. So faith is pistis, pistu, and pito, like we talk about in every show. That's power. So that's wealth. So wealth and power and freedom, the ability to do as one pleases, as long as what you're doing doesn't violate someone else's wishes and someone else's rights. You do not have the right to go over, take somebody else's land and property and so on and so forth, even though the powers that be from our history have done that. But that doesn't mean that we should do it. So everything is about power. Everybody wants power. Even the people that say that they don't want power. Because power simply means that somebody does not have the right to just come in and make you their slave and turn you and to make you do things that you do not want to do. I mean, I don't know nobody that wants to be a slave, that wants to be forced to engage in whether it's physical activity, sexual activity, or anything like that. Each one of us, we want to be able to establish and operate. So how do we do it? Well, we got to overcome our self-limiting beliefs. Let me say it again. Because when we talk about this, and we talk about it a lot, because my modules, everything I do, the business, the franchise, and I sent that out to everybody. Still looking for business associates. Also looking for franchisees, those people that want to do this on your own. In other words, you're just promoting my 5,000 products, my 300 books. You just do it, I have the blueprint. You can choose to implement it based upon my blueprint, or you can just take the products and services information and promote them as you wish. Or you can partner with me, so that way you can assist me with expanding and growth. Why? What is that? Well, that's the ultimate aim in life. What is the ultimate aim in life? Everybody want to be able to play and live in a system of their own. That's freedom. Freedom is this ability, again, wealth is this ability for you to literally do the things that you enjoy, as long as it doesn't hurt, harm, or defraud anyone else. It's a choice. So you got to choose to be what we call rich. Same thing is free. Same thing as wealth, health, wisdom. So the wealthy, the elite, the leaders of this country, the world, if you will, granted, a lot of it's generational. There's some dark stuff, but that's the way that they got there. There's a dark way to get power. There's also a light way to get power. So when we talk about the light, we talk about source. We talk about positivity, love, joy, peace, gentleness, meekness, and self-control. So that's the methodology or the method by which we choose to express, expose, and expand ourselves. Everybody else may have a different option or a different way of expressing themselves. And so now we're coming into a brand new light, a brand new epiphany, a brand new way of being, a brand new way of seeing the world. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. I'm new, you're new. We all are operating on a different frequency, different wave, and different vibration. I know I am. There has been a separation because, again, all things have become new. So the old system is gone, brothers and sisters. I don't know if you can sense it, if you can feel it. It's something in the air because we are new. You're new. Your thinking has changed. You don't think the way that you used to think. You don't see yourself the way you used to see yourself. You don't put up with the garbage you used to put up with anymore. You don't allow people to disrespect you and piss on you and call it rain. Therefore, if any man is in Christ, he's a new creature. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. So it is this newness that I'm talking about today. This mental freedom. It's amazing. It's so, I'm going to use the word refreshing for lack of a better term. Because it is. It's something that's totally transformative. And the reason that it's transformative is because it comes from source. It comes from you. It comes from this internal, remember what we talked about yesterday. It's this inner knowing. It's not external. So that means it doesn't have to do with any other reverend, doctor, or bishop. That's why it's so powerful. It's your own system. It is done unto you, brothers and sisters, as you believe. So it has nothing to do with anyone else. It only has to do with the self. That's why it's so powerful. So when you are in Christ, remember Christ is the messianic office. That's your purpose. So when you are in your purpose, it's the messianic purpose that gives the person in that purpose the power to fulfill that purpose. Remember, it's not about penis, punani, or pleasure and pain. It's about purpose now. So your productivity is purpose-based now. Now you are the captain. And there's no more fluff now. Now there's hard, concrete evidence. There's science that backs up your power to manifest. It is this inner knowing that creates this unstoppable drive that allows you to trust your guts. From now on, you're operating on a level above and beyond this worldly frequency, wave, and vibration that we call the devil. That is unstoppable power, brothers and sisters. Even when it's not working, it's working. There's just something different. And what's different is your intuition, you're now starting to trust. For the first time in your life, you still got the reverends, the doctors, the bishops, the gurus, your boo-boo, person on your job. You still consult the curanderos and, your tarot card readers, and, you still do your techniques. You burn a little sage, sprinkle some salt, get just, some earthing, sun gazing. You still do all that stuff, but there's something internal. See, we have this treasure, and it's hidden. Do you have this treasure hidden inside of you now? Now you've tapped into something that no man can take because no man gave it to you. So you're no longer impressed by dudes with fancy cars and big muscles. Men, you're no longer impressed by women with big chichis and a big badonky donk. See, everything changes when you start to emit your own frequency rather than absorbing the frequencies of someone else. Dang y'all. Come on, preacher. I don't think y'all heard me in the back. Everything changes when you start to emit your own frequency. Again, I don't really know if you really, I don't know if you really tuned in. I mean, I know you listening, but I don't know if you can hear. Well, there's a difference between listening and hearing. Everything changes. It's different now. You ain't the same. Everything has changed now. It's a whole new level. So we know that we have this treasure and it's hidden in earthen vessels. So now the game is totally changed because you're the captain now. Before, you had to depend upon other frequencies, waves, and vibrations. Now you are a new creation in Christ. You don't have the King James version of what that means now. Now you got a true understanding that you are a new creature. You are a new creation. Everybody else is still stuck on, the old ways. But something happened inside of you that's totally different. You may not be able to explain it yourself. For whatever reasons, you're just in a place where now you trust your own inner knowing. You trust your own intuition. Now, again, it's not like, arrogant and cocky and all that stuff. This inner knowing, your inner knowing is your own true compass. Now, again, you still got friends, you got your family and, all the other, we're not discounting the worth and the value that, everybody else brings to your life. But now you are tuned into your own selves. You're tuned into your own self. Once again, I'm not talking about this egotistical, arrogant, cocky, short man disease. I'm not talking about the Napoleon complex. Ladies, I'm not talking about the whole, Oprah shit where, all men are dogs and you don't need a man. All that shit is just ego. That's just, you're still on stage, you're still in the first stage, you're still hooked on the titty, Similac on your breath. You're still a baby Huey, a baby Christian when you walk around hurt. When you hurt, that means you're in your feelings. You ain't even started yet. You're basically still in your mama's womb. But the beautiful thing about being hurt, it allows you to see. Then what you see, that's what you learn. Then you can start to earn. And when you get hurt and you start to see, then you're learning some shit. Then when you learn, now you can receive. When you receive, then you can emit, aka know. And the whole world changes when you are able to emit more energy than you receive. Nothing happens until you become a emitter, if you want to use that term. So when you start to emit more energy than you receive, your whole world changes now. Because now you can't be easily calmed because you are sending out so much frequency, so many waves, so many vibrations now, nothing can get in. See, energy is within you. Energy is around you. Energy is you. You are an energy being. The human body is a field. You have a light body. But you've been absorbing light. All your life, that's nice. The Bible talks about, you're in this place where you no longer need a teacher. You're ready to teach. Everyone has an electrical magnetic aura or field. This shit can be scientifically proven and measured. Just hook your ass up to an electrocardiogram or electrograph or an EKG machine, and guess what? Zing! It shows your emotional body, your energetic body. But now, you ain't got to protect your energy. You ain't got to hide. No more feeling drained and tired. Because now you are emitting. See, everybody's hiding and protecting. See, people are fighting. I don't fight. Who am I going to fight? No, that's only me. I'm the individual expression of God on earth, so I have no enemies. My human biofield, my electrical magnetic field, that's my aura. That's my shield, bro. No weapon formed against me can prosper. All who rise up against me get smoked. There's an inherent, innate, natural intelligence that I talked about and posted on Facebook, and I sent you guys based upon the study that was done back in the 60s by your boy George Land. He was commissioned by NASA. There's a lot of that's it's recoming or it's being shared on TikTok and other places a lot. I remember talking about that 20 plus years ago. So genius. Everybody's children, when they take this creativity test, from 0 till about 8, most 95% of children who took that test were geniuses. By the time they got 13, it dropped to like 75%. 18, about 50%. 21, 23, 25%. By the time you're 30, 2%. They beat that shit out of you, bro. You're born a god and a goddess. By the time you grow up, though, you're a peasant or a priest, Christian, or a Muslim. Oh, yeah, you got that religion, bro. Not you personally, but, people you know. They got a good system. Sister Addie, they got a good system, Sister Addie. The shit been working. They send everybody to elementary school. So I can tell a man by his ability to manage. Let me say it again. I can tell a man by his ability to manage. I can tell a man by his ability to manage. A woman too. Because the word management has the word man, age, meant. Look at the word. Man, age, meant. Man, age, meant. Reverse it. Meant means mental. So your mental age of the man is in management. If you can't manage yourself, how the beep you're going to manage someone else? It doesn't work, homie. So sorry. So self-management is wealth. That's money. Shit's gold. Because guess what? You have the ability to creatively, imaginatively overcome, find solutions to all reverends, doctors, and bishops that show up in your life. Because guess what? You got an intuition. You have God built in. So you just tap in. You go, why? The kingdom of God is within. See, we are new creatures in Christ. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. Man, that's a level where there is no devil. You are a new creation, a new creature. You got a brand new identity. That is one of God and Goddess. You are a creative creator. So I'm new, you new, and that simply means our brain operates differently than it used to. So now we don't see pole critter anymore. We don't see obstacles anymore. We acknowledge and we override. So it's acknowledge, override, acknowledge, override, acknowledge, override, acknowledge, override, acknowledge, override. How do we do that? Clarity. Number one is clarity. Number two, live in the end result forever. You don't ever live in reality. You live in mentality. Number three, you got to do that consistently. That's how you become, and that's how you operate in the newness. That's inner knowing. So the first thing is what we call clarity. Since we just finished with the series breaking down inner knowing, we ain't got to spend no time on that again because we just finished. I wrote 3 books on it, so we know that there's an inner knowing. That's your compass. That's your guide. But this inner knowing, this compass, this guide, you got to trust it. So that's where we're at now. And a lot of you guys are just learning how to trust yourself. That's what I'm looking for, people who are in the trusting yourself, because I can partner with people who know how to trust themselves. Don't trust me. I could bump my head tomorrow. Trust yourself. Because that's your true inner core. That's God. So I honor my inner knowing and I trust my path. I know that the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, the Pneuma, will never lead me into error. It will always lead me and guide me to the things that benefit me. That's just the way it works. So that means if it doesn't benefit me, that means I'm interpreting it wrong. So I do not try to change events. I change my interpretation. We said again, events happen. So what do? We try to change the event and change your interpretation of the event. How do we do that, Doc? Go up the end, back up and begin. Okay, that sounds interesting. How do I go to the end? Well, you live there, bro. You shouldn't have to go there. You're already there. What? Yeah. You live in your desire fulfilled state. See, there's a war going on between your mind and your intuition. Most people can't tell the difference between mind chatter and intuition. See, you only manifest what you believe you are worthy to receive. Come on, preacher. Oh, yeah. Now, I got to say that again. See, you don't get nothing. You only manifest what you believe. Oh, snap. So that's perception. That's perspective. We're going back to the same old. See, there's nothing new, bruh. Nothing. Zero. Zap, zada. There's nothing new under the sun. You can only manifest what you believe. You cannot fight your way out of a wet paper bag. Not you personally, but, people that we all know. Those other folk, not you. Them other folk, they can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. Why? They don't believe in themselves. Because what are we talking about? We're talking about power to create your own system so that you can live the life you deserve or that you believe or that you want. That's all we're talking about. We're talking about freedom. Free your dome, bruh. So freedom is different for everybody. Everybody's definition of freedom, like my definition of freedom, I tell you guys, is peace of mind. Now, I define peace of mind as wealth, health, wisdom, and getting my toes curled. Then my mind, then I sleep like a newborn baby when those four things happen. So your definition of wealth may be different though. So everybody has a totally different depth. See, this is not a one size fit all. I wish it was. It'd be awesome. Maybe not. So since it's not a one size fit all, we all get to establish our own definition. I got a definition. You got a definition. We all got a definition. So I need you to put that in mind. So let's start with power, freedom, wealth, health, wisdom, and getting your toes curled. Each one of those are all the same because that's God. And you can call it whatever you want to call it, but at the end of the day, that's God. Now remember, everybody's different. And this is where everybody, beep. This is where we mess up. Because the ultimate aim in life is all the same. I don't give up. Where you from, who you talk to, the color of your skin, content of your character, all that's low vibrational shitness. At the end of the day, everybody's built the mother beat same way. We all have the desire. We all have the same desire. We call it freedom. But we define it differently. Freedom to me, freedom to you, totally different. Like back in the day, freedom, like let's say we was in the South, Southern state, freedom meant you had a bunch of slaves. They out there in the field working for you while you sitting up there, sitting on the porch drinking you some tea or lemonade. That was freedom. Now to the slaves working out in the field, they probably didn't feel free. So I ain't so freedom ends where your freedom ends where my freedom begins. You don't have the right to determine my definition of freedom. I don't have the right to determine your definition of freedom. So the problem is we try to put down this like everybody say the American dream. No, your definition of the American dream is different from me, bro. I ain't down with the red, white, and blue. Because your definition of freedom might want to send my black ass back to the South, work on a plantation. You might be one of them good old boys. That could be your, see, you got to ask these questions, bro. There's no blanket policy. Everybody's like, when I was in church, everybody's definition of save is different. Everybody's definition of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, you might be 3/4 human, homie. They still might have you on the Dred Scott, whoever they are. We don't know who they are. So it is your inner knowing married to your self-love. We call that trust. That creates freedom. We call that power. Dunamis power. Power to act right. Power to talk right. Power to think right. Power to whoop ass. Take names. That's freedom. Now remember, some folk think freedom means you they boy. I ain't talking about that, homie. That's a whole nother definition. Whole nother study for another time. So freedom must be defined by the individual. So you want to make damn sure before you partner with or hook up with it, any frequency, wave, vibration, your definition of freedom and their definition of freedom is similar. It ain't got to be exactly the same, but you want to have at least 8 out of 10. And this is internal. Remember, inner knowing. So inner knowing is the foundation of everything. So you become powerful by overcoming your self-limiting beliefs and choosing to create a space for you to pursue what you want. Using your creativity, your imagination. Because according to NASA and George Land, the definition of a genius is a Negro or a non-Negro can use his creativity and his imagination to solve problems. and you got to call his mama. See, the more wealth you attain, the more power that you have to purchase freedom. Freedom must be purchased with power. This is why this is the land of the free, home of the brave. Freedom is expensive, bruh. You got to buy it. Otherwise, somebody's going to come and take it. See, it's not what you got, it's what you can keep. You say, yeah, man, I got this, I got that. Really? You ain't got shit if somebody comes to your house and take it. So my question is, like, how many guns you got? Or how much karate you got? How much crazy you got? So it's not about your stuff. It's about your mental disposition to keep your stuff. See, the more wealth that you attain, the more power. Yeah. See, wealth and power and freedom, spirituality, saved, all that shit's the same, bro. Depending on your religion, you don't dice it up, but at the end of the day, it's all the same. Because the ultimate aim in life is a freedom. It's your brain is free to wander around. And nobody's going to say, hey, get back to work, bro. Break is over. That ain't freedom. Freedom is the ability to come and go as you please. So how can you come and go as you please? Well, you got to have something in your pocket called ducky, dinero, moolah, money. I mean, I don't know where y'all from. That's why I love talking to people who say, Doc, why you talk about money all the time, man? I love talking to people who say they don't like money, they don't need money, fuck money. That's a broke Negro right there. Or non-Negro. And it's funny because a lot of those people, they have money. So I always tell people who tell me that, give me your money. If you don't need money, you don't like money, empty your bank account out right now. Go to my website and make a donation. Just whatever you got, send it all of it. Seems you don't like money. I love talking. Anybody that you see that don't like money, send them to me. I will cure that shit up quick. Like, I recommend your ass be homeless in L.A. Or be homeless in Dallas, Texas, or Houston. You do not want to live in Dallas, Texas, broke. Trust and believe. You don't want to be on Skid Row in Hollywood, broke. Nah, you don't want to be in Cali, broke, bro. I'm telling you. You don't want to be broke in Orange County. Don't believe me? Give me your money. I'll give you a ticket and send you down there. Let you hang out. It won't take you long. Guaranteed, I can cure anybody who don't like money quick. Most of the people who don't like money, they've always had it. That's why they don't like it. They have no idea what it is to live without it. They like health. If I talk shit about health, they don't know it. Let me take your limbs, bro. Let me take your eyesight. See, when we got shit and we just talk mad trash because we've never been without it. I have no clue what it's like. So the most important thing that we have to deal with is these inner wounds. These wounds, remember, everything that we're talking about comes after you removed, remember those 3 core wounds? There's a bunch of them, but what about guilt? What about abandonment? What about trust? What about neglect? Those are money blocks. Those are freedom blocks. That's the only reason you can't be free. Because remember what we're talking about. We're talking about you're waking up in the morning and then go back to bed if you don't want to get up. See, to become powerful, the only way, you got to overcome your self-limiting beliefs. And then you got to make a choice to what? Pursue what you want. So after you do 1, clarity, you got to do 2. Get to the point, what the fuck you want. You got to live there. You got to live in your desired end state. And then number 3, you got to do that consistently. That's how you purchase freedom. You got to buy it, bro. Shit ain't free. See, wealth does nothing but give you more options. Like if you got a bunch of money and you're an alcoholic, you're gonna just drink yourself into oblivion faster. Wealth is an amplifier. That's all it is. That's all money is. Money ain't shit but an amplifier. It just allows you to do more of what you do. So you got to deal with. So that's why source don't give people money, because then you're just gonna abuse yourself faster, and you will never learn shit. So wealth is attracted to people who know what to do with it. Wealth is repelled from people who don't know what to do with it. See, wealth gives you more options than not having wealth gives you. See, everything that we're seeking is nothing but the three aspects of, I'm going to use the word total living. Because the only game in town is freedom. And I ain't talking about a free dummy. I'm talking about free dominion. Dominion. That's it. That's the only game in town. Use what came that you may have what? Dominion, bruh. Now, God in Genesis, he gave man dominion. I don't know where y'all from. We already broke this down in 2021, 2022. You supposed to govern, bruh. You supposed to rule. You supposed to have control. You supposed to be a man of age because of your mentals. Man's age meant. Man age meant. Mental age of the man. Show me a man that can manage. I will show you a man who has become of mental age. Give that nigga some money. You know what to do with it. If a man cannot manage, he's not of age. And the last thing, now you're eligible to lead. So what does that mean? That means to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. Freedom is dominion, bruh. I don't give a beep what everybody else is talking about. You want dominion, homie. You don't want to be nobody else's bitch. At least not all your life. I mean, not you personally, of course, but you know. The average of the Kibon has no power to manage him, her, or itself. Why, though? Well, there's some internal difficulties. What internal difficulties, brother? Well, this inability to trust ourselves. Well, how come? Well, deep down inside, we don't really like ourselves. Shit, what happened to us that we don't like ourselves? Well, you know, some of us, we know, we're too tall, we want to be short. Some of us too short, we want to be tall. Some of us bald, we want to have hair. Some of us got too much hair, we want to be bald. Some of us are dark skinned, we want to be light skinned. Some of us are light skinned, we want to be dark skinned. Some of us got two click clacks and a cane, but we want two ovaries and a lane. Everybody want to be somebody else. What the fuck is going on? Well, Doc, we got some childhood wounds, homie. You don't understand. Bad shit happened to us when we was little, brother. Yeah, I know. I've been there too. Got 2 T-shirts. So we got this wound. We feel sorry for ourselves, brother. So we feel guilty. It's toxic. Homie, got this toxic shame. Or we don't trust anybody. Nobody was there for me when I was little shivers growing up. You don't know what it feels like. So we don't feel safe around others. Then some of us, we feel left out. Or we fear being left out. So we got some abandonment issues, bruh. You don't understand. You wouldn't understand. I got some inner childhood wounds, homie. I understand, brother. Been there, done that. I keep telling you. Well, that sounds good, doctor. You keep telling me about the problem, bruh. What's the mother beep solution? Well, so glad you asked. Welcome to the club. So we got the kill, a.k.a. heal. these negative habit patterns, these childhood wounds. How do you do that? To stop something, start something. Well, what do we start? Start living. How do we do that? Put your eyes on the prize, bruh. Focus on something bigger than yourself. You got all this deep-rooted trauma that's causing all your drama. The average other keep it on is listening to some other fool who's talking about, yeah, come lay on my sofa and let's, do some past life regression therapy. We're going to go back and talk about the problem so we get more of the problem. Because we got fears, Doc. We got phobias. We got these insecurities, brother. I'm living this self-sabotaging life pattern. True healing is liberating. I'm liberated. What does that mean? But when I'm animated, what that means? Well, I'm living in my desire for feel state. What does that mean? Like, I don't give a fuck about reality. I'm living in mentality. So I wake up and I ask myself, damn, what would it feel like if somebody just deposited $300,000 into my bank account? What would it feel like? First of all, can you close your eyes and see 300, comma 00.00? I can. Then I can ask myself, damn, to get the feeling, what would you do? We all like on that shit vacation, pay off some bills, send some money to, my mama, my daddy, my shearings, my aunts. What would you do? Okay, then what is that? Your brain thinks that shit's real, bro. This shit is crazy. You should try it. I'm telling you to fuck your whole world up. In a good way, though. You see, the brain don't give a bum about reality. Only you do. You keep bringing up the past, so the brain keeps manifesting the past. The transformative power comes from living in your desire for feel state. So no, homie, I ain't interested in going back and revisiting my past. When the shit pops up, sure, I acknowledge it. Yep, bad shit happens to good people all the time. I don't give a fuck. I understand the law of vibration, brother. I understand the law of the assumptive or the law of the have state. See, vibration simply means postulation. Postulation simply means everything in this mother universe at the tiniest subatomic particle. Everything is nothing but a wave. It just appears to us as a solid, but it is a specific wave. It's one specific frequency, bruh. And according to that principle, similar frequencies attract each other by aligning with each other. You are in alignment with that assignment. That's why you keep experiencing it. Period. Drop the mic, exit the stage. So what we got to do? Change your alignment. How? Change your feelings. How? Think about and feel whatever you want to become real. So now do you walk around it all day? Absolutely not. You only do that when you find yourself in a place of toxic shame, you're feeling guilty, when you feel like nobody loves you but Jesus, when you feel left out, when you feel afraid, when you have anxiety, when you feel insecure, when you need a lot of external validation, when you're struggling, when you have low self-esteem, when you get angry, when you get upset, when you get pissed off, all of those are low vibrational mother beep, 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 beep feelings. So you're going to have a low vibrational beep, 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 beep life. Why would you want to have a low vibrational life? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking for a friend. Why do you have vibrational life? Keep it honest. Please explain to me why you want to experience a low vibrational existence. Now, you're going to tell me, well, Doc, you don't understand what he did, brother. I don't care. Now, I'm saying your feelings is valid, though, because you get to live in the world that you like. I don't know if y'all understand. There's multiple. We live in a world of multiple realities. Your feelings create the reality just for you. Man, that shit is crazy. If you understand quantum physics and the string theory and how this world works, you'd be like me. You'll be a telepathic empath. Guaranteed. 200 grand that you would never ever allow yourself to oscillate in a low vibrational state, yeah, you become telepathic. That means you will have precognition. So I can feel a feeling coming before it shows up. So I can feel injustice. I can feel abandonment. I can feel betrayal. I can feel rejection before it shows up. And I'll replace that shit instantly before it gets here. Because I can feel my thing. Well, I start saying, well, I start getting a lot of ahs in my brain. That old man starts to come up and like, man, you gonna take that, brother? You gonna let that dude? You gonna let that disrespect you, man? Like right now on my Facebook page, there's like people I don't even know. There's this whole conversation going on about a post that I posted yesterday about if you take your age plus the year and it equals, your current age. And the people are only debating about that being something else. I'm like, what? And they were saying that why, so they weren't saying my name, but it was like, why share that? Because it's like, it's not important. What? Like, I can't share anything I want to share? Why do you care what I share? I mean, I don't care what you share on your Facebook. I don't care if it's true or not. I don't believe I have the privilege, nor do I want the right to correct. If someone posts something on Facebook, social media, anywhere that is 100% wrong, I keep scrolling. I don't give a beep, beep, beep. But I know a lot of people who do. Ooh, do you want to know the psychology behind it? You should not hang out with people like that. We're going to put it that way. Are you one of those people? You just exposed your inner childhood wounds. You got you got an abandonment wound. You got a neglect wound. You got a trust wound. You got a guilt wound. They're real easy to spot because it is unhealed trauma. It's a low sense of self-worth, codependency in relationships, fear of being abandoned, putting your needs aside for other people, craving, willing to do anything for external validation, wanting to be seen. I got to be seen, Doc. I got to be seen. I got to be seen. This innate, unvalidated feeling of toxic shame, not being able to tolerate what we call conflict, which simply means inaccurate perception. Do you know that all problems are the result of an inaccurate or an incorrect perception? What about difficulty standing up for yourself? What about the inability to assert boundaries? Do you know that distance, absence, is a cure for all disease? It's amazing because I ain't commented. They're like a whole bunch of people having a whole conversation. They're going back and forth. Because what is that? See, the enemy has to get your energy because he ain't got none. Don't fall for the trick. Everybody must. I'm going to give a piece of my mind, Doc. You don't understand, brother? Shoot. I ain't going to be a bit disrespected, homie. I don't play that. Okay, take your ass on out there. I mean, not you personally, of course, but, people. How do you know your intuition is trying to tell you something? Remember we said the key to life, the key to whooping everybody's ass, spiritually speaking. Remember we broke it down already? Power to manifest. Number one, follow your gut. Fuck everybody else. Unfortunately, most people don't know when their gut's talking. 99.99999% of all the Kibbalons and non-Kibbalons that I know, their gut is screaming. They can't hear nothing. Like, what? What you say? Your gut is telling you run. You can't hear anything. Now, where does your intuition come from? It's the only time in the Bible. Remember, Jacob, he wrestled with his angel. And I guess Jacob was whooping the angel's ass because the angel had to, touch him in his hip socket. Jacob refused. Jacob said, man, I ain't let you go until you bless me or bliss me. Notice what Jacob did. Let me cut straight through the chase, bruh. This is life-changing information right here. This is worth millions of dollars. What did Jacob do, man? Did y'all read it? And notice that Jacob said, this place, well, the angel said, this place, he wrestled with the angels of God, and he saw God face to face. I thought you couldn't see God face to face. But that's not a study for another time. Jacob was a bad man. And when he wrestled with the place, he said, we will call this place. He said, I'm going to call this place something. Anybody remember what he said? He said, I'm going to call this place Painel. Why? So Jacob called the place, because remember, Jacob means usurper. Jacob also means supplanter, to plant something. So the pineal gland. So Jacob encountered with God at pineal. Why is that so important? It created a divine shift in his life. So pineal is a place of divine change. Genesis. Remember, Genesis means genes is. So your genes is blank. Whatever you fight for changes your genes. Whatever you willing, Jacob was willing to die. Are you? See, until you're in the willing to die state, you got to go get a job. Let's keep it real. I ain't mad at you, but shit, everybody get, remember, we're talking about manifesting, we're talking about whooping ass, we're talking about freedom, bruh. We're talking about doing whatever you want to do. Now, remember, we defined that earlier. That doesn't mean you can go around and find the little boys and, make other Negro slaves and all this other shit that the dominant culture be doing. We're not talking about that, homie. We ain't talking about privilege. We're talking about the ability for you to live in your little space. You can't go to your neighbor's house, just go in the house and just take shit because you want it. None of your neighbors like me. So Genesis 32:30, Jacob called the place Paino, saying, it is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared. Did y'all read it? I also read that no man can see God and live. So we got a conundrum, because Jacob saw God and he lived, or his life was spared. So there's a difference between living and sparing. Another study for a high vibrational time. But for today, let me make sure you over and understand, because what we talking about today, bro? We talking about living like a rock star, homie. Any rock stars on the call today? So in order for you to see God, that's why people take ayahuasca and DMT and, drink chicken blood and draw pentagrams in the sky. They want to see God. They want to have, this is the only place where you can encounter God. Damn, I shouldn't have told y'all the secret of all secrets. See, Jacob recognized that he had seen the face of God in the man who he wrestled with. See, Jacob was kind of disappointed. He was looking for God, and God comes in the face of adversity. The face of God is in your conflict, and you don't want to see God. You're trying to get out of conflict. That's why I tell y'all, remember I tell you I'm the touch. I just create shit just to hang out with God. I create problems in my life, so hanging out with God. Y'all better stop playing with my emotions. See, according to John Landon, back in the 60s, and NASA, when they wanted to find God, they did a study, and they found out Negroes and non-Negroes that could fucking use their creativity and their imagination, they fucking encountered God. The brain releases some chemicals, bruh. DMT. Talk to them, I told you. Only when you do what I do every day. So every day I wake up, I don't have a plan. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I'm going to figure it out. Activates your creativity. Once your creativity is activated, bam, it kicks in your imagination. Once your creativity and your imagination is activated, ding, it activates the third eye, which is the crown chakra, which is your first eye, really. And it stimulates your first brain. Y'all call it the sucker brain. It's your gut, bruh. Remember we broke it down. It's the gut initiative. Y'all better stop playing. This is not a new believer show. Everybody wants comfort. Not this new. Your third eye, your crown chakra, is the only way for you to connect to your higher self. It's the only way for you to walk in the spirit. That's why your daily bread is given daily, homie. Ain't given weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. This is daily. This is how you know that your intuition and not your ego is activated. See, when your intuition is activated, you have objectivity. Remember the Bible says, without this, you're fucked. What is it? It's called delusion. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 8, 9, 10, and 11. It says God himself, no demons, no devils, God, his mother self, will send you a strong delusion. If you do not have the love of the truth. You got love, but it's not the love. You got the wrong type. You got truth, but you don't got the truth. You got King James. Not you personally, people you know. I keep telling y'all, man, this is not a new believer show, man. This is whoop ass over here. We whoop ass and take names every day. I'm looking for people who want to whoop ass and take names every day. That's what the business partnership is all about. And that's what the franchise program is all about. Whether you're working with me or whether you're working without me, by using and having access to everything that I've ever done in my entire life. You can promote it and sell it and do whatever you want. You can become your own franchise. Or I'm getting to go to a new level, no devil. So I need at least 10 people. At least. That's just the minimum. To do what? Objectivity and neutrality. See, when you know it's for you, like, come on, man, for real. I have no feelings toward my Corvette. I don't have no impulse. I don't have no negative self-talk. I don't have no emotional longing because I already have it, past tense. See, you got to live in the have state. See, when you have it, you're neutral to it. I'm not putting no energy to try to get it. I'm not putting no energy to try to take it because I already have it. Bam, that's the desire fulfilled state. You got to live there. That's how you know that you're in your intuition, not your ego. See, when you're in your ego, you have some very impulsive thoughts. When you're in your ego, you have a bunch of negative self-thought. When you're in your ego, you have a bunch of emotion. When you're in your ego, you're going through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, because that's your ego. Your ego saying, man, what the fuck you gonna do, dog? What you gonna do, bro? What if? Your ego. So what do? Like I tell you guys, when my ego say, man, hey, what if it doesn't work? You know, I tell my ego, what if it does? And you saying, what if it don't? I'm saying, what if it does? And then I do what? So what are some experiences that you've had that are positive? See, what I do is, number one, I feel different frequencies. What does that mean? When I say, what if it does, I think, what would I do? What am I going to do when that $300,000 gets deposited into my account? I allow myself to feel different frequencies. Next thing after the frequencies, I allow myself to know different things. See, what happens when you meet someone new? Do you know there's been scientifically proven that this young cat on TikTok, he's just getting hip to the frequent intense training game that the brain cognitive abilities increases, I forgot the number, some crazy number, doing frequent intense training. Only during and after, especially right after, if you're involved in any type of learning, immediately after you get your heart rate up, let it come down. Get your heart rate up, let it come down. Get your heart rate up, let it come down. Get your heart rate up, let it come down. And it's only that type of training, interval training. The brain cells absorb way more information and retain way more information than any other time in your life. This is all NASA. This is Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown. The good old boys networks. They spend a lot of time researching this stuff, man. Now, remember, I've been doing this shit for 30 years. So I'm smarter than the average Negro. So are you, though. You just don't activate it more. I activate it all the time. Same thing happens when you're fasting while full. Remember, we just did the whole series on fasting while full. It's called autophagy. It's called creating ketones. Where the brain, the cognitive ability, I gotta do it. Remember, a genius, according to NASA, is someone, they got a problem. They don't call it TD Jakes or crypto dollar. They don't call their mama or their daddy. They don't call the soothsayer. They don't call the necromancer. Who do they call? They don't even call the Ghostbusters. They call themselves. They use their own creativity and their own imagination to figure it the beep out. That is a god. That is a goddess. According to NASA, back in the 60s. They say all kids are born geniuses and they learn to be dummies. By the time a child is 18, according to the creativity test, you can take it online, matter of fact. Show how much creativity you got, bro. I don't recommend you taking it because, y'all might be a little disappointed. Okay, y'all, I'm just playing. So, number one, you got to feel different frequencies. Number two, you got to combine those frequencies with different knowing. Remember, inner knowing. So, inner knowing is past successes. So, what I do is I think about, what have I done that while I was going through it, it didn't look like it was going to work? Man, wow, where do I start? When my mom died, when I was in Richmond getting my ass whooped and I had to figure it out. I was getting jumped by these 5 dudes one time, and I just was backing up. They was going to rush me. I saw this 2x4 down on the ground, and I think I put 3 of them to sleep. Like cold, click, down goes Frazier, click, down goes another one. How much time y'all got? What about when I brought over $1 million worth of real estate with no money, no bank? What about how I got into the military with a blowed out knee from football? What about how I passed boot camp? My whole life is a miracle. So I remind myself of the significance of myself. So number one, I live in my desired feel state. I change frequencies. Because the frequency, my current reality, my brain is telling me your bus just not going to work. So I change that frequency to brain, it is going to work. Then I remind my brain of all the times that it already worked. Then number three, I use what we talked about yesterday, my gut initiative. So I got a gut feeling. So I don't do anything unless I got that gut feeling. That's why I always win. I can't lose the stuff I use. See, my gut tells me, I get a feeling. All the shows, the day show, I had a feeling. That's why I did it today. Yesterday's show, every show that I do, I only do shows that the Ruach and the Numa tells me to do. I follow my gut. Number four, I make sure that I have clear intent, clear thoughts, clarity. See, sometimes you'll have a thought that is separate from yours. What does that mean? Sometimes I'm sitting I got an intention, I got a thought. But then, remember, the enemy sends toxic thoughts into your head. Like, she's not going to work. Nobody loves you but Jesus. Thoughts. Okay, you acknowledge them. Then you override them. And then, number 5, I have a cord-cutting mantra. I release all negative, low vibrational frequencies, waves, and vibrations that's not moving me in the direction of my God-given destiny, purpose, and my desired end. Now, you can say it any kind of, there's 1,000 different ways of cutting emotional cords. I wrote a whole book on demonic soul ties and emotional ties, how to cut demonic cords and emotional soul ties. All you got to do is when you feel like you're in a funk, you're in a fog, cut the cord. That's number 5. Cut the cord, number 5. Number 4, clear your thoughts. Number 3, only do your gut initiative. Number 2, do what you know by going back to what you've already done. Remember, to get in the flow, do what you know. That's number 2. And number 1, most important, immediately change your frequency. You do those 5 things, that's money, that's power. You're on a level, 0 devils over there. The devil can't do that. The devil cannot change his frequency. He's stuck on a low vibrational frequency. So you get off that frequency, and guess what? The devil can't follow you. He ain't got no power to go up. Now, he can go down. That's why he wants you to go down. Why? He's down there. Now, you're an eagle. Eagles fly higher than any other bird. So if you're an eagle, why? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. Why would you drop down where the other birds are at if you're an eagle? See, vibrate higher, bruh. Let me say that again. Vibrate higher. Vibrate higher. Change your frequency. Change what you frequently see. What happens if you are born into a low vibrational family and you frequently see your family? You're going to be frequently bugged. Why? Because you frequently see them. I've seen them. Now, I'm talking about mental, but also physical. So number 1, make sure that you change your frequency on demand. You feeling low vibrational? Go high vibrational. How? Do what you have already done. Find something that you've already done positively. Think about that. I call it just knowing. Just means, for me, it means adjusting to knowing. Just knowing means adjust to what you know. Adjust to what you know. AKA, find something positive that you've already done. That's one thing. You can't find nothing, guess what I do? Honestly, when I started, I honestly couldn't find nothing. And when I started with the Bible has a book in it called the Book of Acts. The Bible is a book for actors. That's why the book of actors. It's the book of acts. That's why they give you a script. Okay, here's your script. Read the script. This is the character that you're playing. Okay, what I'm playing. Okay, I am a royal priest. Okay, I'm playing the character of a royal priest. I'm a joint heir. I am? Shit, I didn't know that. Now, this is what I remember there's a whole chapter in your Dear Kenny report of all the things that God says you are. I'm an ambassador. I'm an ambassador? Oh, shit, I didn't know that. So when I started, I couldn't find nothing positive. Now, it was there. I was just so dark, I couldn't even find it. So if you were like me, if you started in fucking Egypt like I did, if you are in darkness, I mean, the devil been whooping your ass so long that you actually believe what he's been saying. I mean, if you're that dark, that's where I started at. But I ain't met nobody that started in the dungeon that I started at. Hopefully, I don't run into somebody. I haven't met anybody yet that started where I started. I ain't met anybody that, tried to commit suicide 3 times. That was raised in a cult. They got beat with a fucking metal pipe. They got sexually molested. And when their mom died, they went to a fucking orphanage. Then after they went to the orphanage, the dad showed up. And then when the dad found him, he just took your ass so the state would think that he's taking care of you, so he could have to pay the state for the state taking care of you. And he told you, hey, get the fuck out. We don't want you. Anybody? I mean, I'm asking for a friend. They don't matter. I'm asking for myself. So I put my shit in a pillowcase. That's how much stuff I had. Got a Short of the West. Had whole pillowcase was full for sure. Went to hang out with one of my buddies. Thankfully, his mom took me in. But it shit got darker after that. I thought it was going to get better. It had worse because there was 8 other dudes there. It was like a little prison. Every night, Sister Addie, we was fighting. So he was going to sleep on top bunk. Thankfully, them Negroes was dumb as fuck. They didn't jump me at the same time. So I just whooped one. Okay, who's up next? Then I whoop his ass. Who's up next? And finally, then I went to sleep. That pretty much was every other day. Some nights I didn't even come home. I just ride my bike. I just sleep out underneath the stars, so on. Oh, and it gets worse from that. How much time y'all got? What is the point? The point is I could not find anything, Brother George. I couldn't find nothing, Brother George, and I started my journey that was positive. It was there, I just couldn't see it. So I had to find a script. So I went to the Bible. And in the Bible, there's some benevolent terms. See, God wishes to do exceedingly, abundantly, above. How much time y'all got? I can quote scriptures all mother beep day. Because that's all I had, man. Some of y'all are starting from a place way better than me, man. This is why I don't talk to most people. Now, I love y'all, but some of y'all I can't hang out with. I mean, not y'all personally, but, other y'all that y'all know. Why? Because y'all are not hardcore enough. What does that mean, hardcore? That means you ain't serious. What does that mean by serious? That means that you're not willing to hit a nigga on the head with a fucking bat. That's what that means. Physically and spiritually. That means you still want to be coddled. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't mad at you. Shit, everybody starts somewhere. But I'm a thug. I'm a spiritual thug. Period. Drop the mic. So no, I'm not Caucasian, homie. No, I wasn't coddled. I wasn't raised with no privilege. It was eat or be eaten. That's the spirit realm. So all of this, like arguing over, like I got posted some shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. They were just sharing content. And there's a bunch of people over there making it's on my Facebook page right now, talking about shit that ain't got nothing. What stuff? Y'all need some problems. Those are people that ain't got shit to do. They need a job. Why? Hey, remember that shit that went down in Alabama? People was arguing about what's going on in Israel. Is there anybody Israeli? What about Ukraine? Now, maybe you are Israeli or Pakistan or Palestine. Okay, it relates to you. Okay, it doesn't relate to me, bro. So I don't give a fuck. Now, is it wrong? Now, you should say, oh, dark that's insensitive. No. What's insensitive is fucking 400 years of slavery. That shit's insensitive. So, no, bro. I'm not interested. So that's why the average Negro ain't free. He ain't serious. You're fighting a battle that's already been won. You're fighting a battle that ain't got shit to do. You talking about shit that ain't about nothing. Oh, you sound intelligent. You got your couple of followers. I ain't mad at you, bro. Been there, done that. I got 2 T-shirts, too. But I'm telling you, eventually you got to be you. You got to talk about shit that's relevant to you. Are you willing to die today for whatever the shit that you posting? That's what we're talking about. That's where we're going. See, I'm already there. When you understand that you got to change the frequency, then you're ready to do what you know. Find what you've already done. Because remember, to get in the flow, you got to do what you know. If you do not do what you know, you cannot get into the flow, the God flow. I'm talking about big G, homie. I'm not talking about these little low vibrational mother beeps. Number 3, you can only do what your gut tells you to do. The gut level initiative, we just spent the last 3 days breaking that down. I wrote 3 books. We just spent the last 3 days breaking down the smoking gun to all success. The only reason that you can experience less is because you're not doing and being God's best. That's it. You're not following your gut. You're probably following your head or your heart. Both of those good, but the Bible says the heart is deceitfully wicked above all things. Who can know it? Do not follow your heart, bro. Use your heart to amplify what comes from your gut. If you listen to your head and your heart, you're fucked. So sorry. That's why if you're 7, remember I said about the curse of September? Damn, everybody know that's in September, man. They just keep doing the same shit. But, I mean, don't get me wrong. I did this shit for 40 years, too. That's why I see these young cats born in September. I just like, oh, shit. There you go. You know, he got to go through it. Talking about a bunch of shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Why? Man, if you're born in September, we love awareness. Oh, we are aware of everything. We don't implement shit. If you're born in September, tell me, what did you implement today? What did you do that put money in your pocket that wasn't related to somebody else's job? I'm talking about independent mother beat freedom, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Are you free? Can you come and go as you please? You got your own system set up. And are you generating capital from your gut, using your creativity and your imagination to fucking solve your problem and somebody else's? That's what I'm talking about. Number 4, do you have crystal clear clarity of your thought? Clear thought. What does that mean? That means that everybody, your attractiveness, you look ugly. Not you personally, not you physically. I'm talking about your aura is ugly. Why? It's all over the place. It's fucking scattered. What is scattered aura? Scattered aura means that you know your purpose. You've done 1, 2, and 3. Because remember, wealth is power. Wealth is freedom. Wealth is living a life that you please. Wealth is coming and going. Now remember, we already defined all this shit. Doesn't mean fondling little boys and raping and pillaging and all that shit. It means doing your purpose. So any thought that comes into your brain that don't got shit to do with establishing and moving you in the direction of your purpose, that makes you unattractive. Why? It loses your power. It waters down. It makes you look lukewarm. So I don't want to hang out with lukewarm Negroes and lukewarm non-Negroes. I don't want to talk to people who don't want to talk about purpose. So that's why I'm looking for business partners. I'm looking for Negroes that got your spiritual back and you ready to knock Negroes in the fucking skull. That's what I'm looking for. Spiritually speaking. No disrespect. Now, if you're young, you got time to figure this shit out. But what I'm talking about is clarity of thought. And then last but not least, the ability to have your own cord-cutting mantra. You got a cord-cutting mantra, bro. Anytime you find yourself under the knife, like sometimes, we all do it. We're just going through life and we find ourselves in a funk. Why? Because you are not really paying attention to number 4. You became spiritually unattractive. Because you're thinking about trying to manifest too many things at the same time. You're trying to manifest wealth, health, wisdom, relationships, and source code, plasmonic photonics at the same time. So you make the same mistake that I did for 20 years. So for 20 years, I was doing wealth, health, wisdom, relationships, and what I call spiritual power. Prayer, obedience to the word, empathy, and relationships. POWER. Had a whole system set up. It's still on my Facebook page. It's also on my website. For 20 years, I could not fight my way out of a wet paper bag. I was broke as fuck. Why? Too many minds. The number one guaranteed way to fulfill you is you're not addressing your most pressing problem. Why? That is the number one coping mechanism. Man, the devil is so fucking good, I'm tempted to go work for him again. The only reason I'm not working with the dark power and the dark lords is because of what we just read. I wrestled with God, and I saw God face to face, just like Jacob. Otherwise, I'd be serving Lucifer. I'm keeping it real. If it wasn't for Genesis 32:30, and If I wasn't in the presence of source right now, I'd be working for the devil. I'd be stealing, pillaging, taking money, having about 10 women in rotation. I'd still be doing all the dark shit. The only thing that keeps me more in the light than in the dark, about 60-40, because as I told you guys, this shit is yin and yang, meaning, as we already discussed in a private show, if you're not using evil, you cannot be good. Because evil is a fucked up perception of good. There's only singularity. If you do not understand positive and negative, if you don't understand polarity, if you don't understand duality, and if you do not know how to take what the devil meant for evil, it's just dark, man. It's dark. It's bad, Doc. It's bad. If you don't know how to find that silver lining in that dark cloud, you're fucked. That's why we live in a dark world, bro. There's more darkness than there is light. So most people do not know the guardian angel of Painel. You should Google. I may do a whole series on that. Jacob wrestled with God, and he saw God face to face. And the Bible says no man can see God face to face and live. You see that Jacob wasn't a man, or what he saw wasn't God. So what did he see? Jacob saw the angel Painel. What does that mean? It means wisdom or vision of God. Now, what is and who is the guardian angel, P-E-N-I-E-L? It is the divine angel of gifts and solutions. Damn. So what Jacob and that whole verse means, Jacob wrestled. He fucking refused to quit. He was, she was, it was willing. Are you willing? Or are you still playing church? Now let me make sure we all know the story. Genesis 32:29. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. So Jacob, now remember, if you know the name of the demon or the angel, you summon the demon or the angel. And the demon or the angel must do your bidding. They must work for you. That's in the Lesser Keys of Solomon. So Solomon asked, hey, what is your name and your occupation? Work for me now. Remember, 72 demons, they all work for Solomon. Soul of the man. Oh, yeah, I don't know what to know the truth. I think you like King James. Oh, yeah, y'all want to know? Okay, let's continue. Genesis 32:30. We read 29. So Jacob called the name of this place Painel. For I have seen God face to face, and my life was preserved. How do you know it was God? Now, if we used to go back and if we had time, we could read the whole story. We could see that if we go all the way, like say 26, and he said, let me go for the day breaks. Remember, he's wrestling with this angel. And the day was coming and said, hey, bro, I got to go. I got to get up out of here. He said, let me go. And he said, I will not let thee go, except I bless me. What does that mean? That means you don't let your dream go until it arrives. See, you're going through whatever you're going through because that source code is testing you to see if you really want to be you. That's what clarity of thought means. So this whole story is just a story about how to manifest. Genesis 32 is a manifestation of your destination. Just refuse to quit. I've been saying this for 30 years. I have a whole book called Willpower. I have another book, 5 books, actually, based upon the ultimate secret to being rich. What is the ultimate secret to being rich? Diligence. What is diligence? I ain't quitting. Give a fuck how many times I get knocked down. If I get knocked out, I'm going to wake up. And when I wake up, I'm back on the horse again. And then the angel asked him, Jacob, what is your name? I mean, he said to him, what is your name? He said, Jacob. So Jacob asked the angel his name. The angel didn't say shit. But then when the angel asked Jacob's name, Jacob said, my name is Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. Genesis 32:28. See, man, oh man, I better quit. I'm about to start preaching. I don't want to disrespect y'all like that. Y'all my friends. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody today. I like y'all. Y'all good people. He changed his name because of his determination. Because of his willingness to die. Jacob died. Are you willing to let go of your current habit pattern? You making $12 an hour, and you want to go to $15 an hour. See, I'm going to $30K a month, $1K a day. That's how I play. But I gotta let go of what I'm at now. Then my name is changed, but man is name, and name is man. When you change a man's name, I ain't talking about your physical name. He changed his DNA. Your name is your DNA. Your name is your DNA. He changed the expression inside of his DNA. So he said to him, thou shalt be no more called Jacob, but Israel. For as a priest hast thou power with God and with men, and ye have prevailed. In the New Living Translation, it says, then the man said, your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because, be the cause. So you got to be the cause, bro. You looking for TD Jakes, $2 George, you got to be the cause. Because you have struggled with God and with men, and you have prevailed. You see, brothers and sisters, God is in your struggle. And you're trying to get out of your struggle. No, man. In the midst of adversity, I will pass. How do you will pass spiritually? Number one, change your frequency. I know where you at. You at $15 an hour, change your frequency to $20 an hour. You in okay health, change your frequency to supreme health. If you are just an average out of Q9 and you want to be a fucking genius, change your frequency to genius based upon NASA's and Harvard's research. A genius is an individual who uses creativity and imagination to solve problems based upon the George Land study that was done by NASA and commissioned in 1960. 2% of adults use their creativity and imagination. 90% of children are geniuses. And then they go to school and get fucked and become docile, sheeple. You learn to be uncreative and unimaginative. You wasn't born that way. You learned it. You learned helplessness. You learned hopelessness. Unlearn that shit. Use your creativity. Change your frequency. You make a choice today. That's all it is. You choose. Don't try to get out of your situation. Creatively use your creativity and your imagination by doing number two. Just know. Just knowing means, now you got to support. So I know it's going to work. How do you know? Because it worked before. If you don't have no, like when I started, I had no before. So what did I do? Well, God said he wants to do exceedingly abundantly above anything that I can ask or think. You know my go-to was? Reverend Cheryl. Reverend Cheryl, you know my go-to was? God is sure of the West. You know what my go-to was? To the T. To the T. You know what my go-to was? Brother Osama. Brother Osama, do you know what my go-to was, brother? Brother Mitch, my go-to was Mark 11:24. That's my go-to. When the shit hits the fan, you know my second go-to was 2 Timothy 1:6, I think. God's not giving me a spirit of fear. But what did he give me? What did he give me, Brother Tim? What did he give me? So you got to have a go-to, bro. Now, I don't need that no more. I got my own script now. But back when I was young, dumb, and stupid, I didn't understand the power of having my own mantra. So I had to find a script. So Mark 11:24 says, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believing you have received it. That's my go-to, man. When my back was up against the wall. But I had another go-to. I'm young. I was young and now I'm old. I've never seen the righteous forsaken or a seed begging bread. My go-to. Never. I ain't never seen it, Brother George. I ain't never seen it. God honors his word above his own name. See, I had some power. I knew that he honored his word above his own name. So I just know this shit's going to work. How's it going to work? I don't give up. I just know it's going to work, Reverend Cheryl. It's going to work. I know it's going to work. I'm going to figure the fuck out. That was number two. So doing number one, I made a choice to be wealthy, healthy, wise, and get my toes curled. I just know it's going to happen. So then that created number three. I got a feeling, my gut, because I'm aligning my mind with my God-given design. So I got this gut feeling. That gut feeling creates number five. I'm sorry, not five, number four, clarity of thought. So Sister Addie, I got crystal clear clarity. I can see, Sister Addie, I can see my vision. I know exactly what I want. And I'm willing to knock a Negro in the head with a fucking bat to get it, spiritually speaking. So no, I ain't quitting. I ain't laying down. I ain't selling. That takes me to number five. I got my cord-cutting mantra, which means no weapon formed against me can prosper. All who rise against me shall fall. I release all negative habit patterns in me, outside of me, and around me. I disconnect. I cancel all contracts, knowingly and unknowingly made by myself and anyone else. All things flow, money flows to me easily and effortlessly all day from all directions. You see, when you do those five things, brothers and sisters, that's freedom. Because freedom is power. And power, my brothers, power, my sisters, is what we call wealth. Some people call it money. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, it's the ability for you to live your life as you please. It means that you're able to play by your own rules and not by the rules set by someone else. It means you're free from the system. You're free from the system that the masses use to keep you a dumbed-down sheeple. That means you understand the power of words, and you use your words to create your world. That means that you've created or you join someone who created a system. So you find a system that you're the vibrational equivalent of, like mine, or you create your own. It is the freedom to live the life you love and to do what you want. Again, remember the parameters. Because freedom begins by setting yourself free mentally. See, when you free yourself to follow your true passion and your purpose, you are already living as you please. Remember, the moment that you make the decision to pursue a worthwhile, worthy goal, you're free. It's not the attainment. It's the pursuit. So my brothers and my sisters, if you do not have your system again, I have my franchise opportunity. Also, I have my business opportunity. So I'm looking for people to work with me to help me scale. By helping me do whatever your numbers. We're going to see if you're a good fit. We sign a contract. You make the payment, we sign a contract, then me and you, we join at the hip. And we're going to make this shit work better, bigger. Because I already got a system that works. And if not, we're going to help you develop your own. But since I love you, I appreciate you. Thanks, Source Code, for you. Remember, my intent is not to hurt, harm, defraud, disrespect anybody. Everything I said today was in 100% unconditional love. God bless. See you guys on tonight.